Here we are. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining me tonight. I hope you've all had a beautiful day. It's been a while since I've done one of these. You know, I drug my heels to do those to begin with. Had a little bit of fear to do them, and now that I've started doing them, I've missed a little bit of time because I've been so busy traveling different places, and my family is doing different things. Actually, half my family is in Japan at the moment. So it gives me a little bit more freedom to do this. So I've actually missed doing them. So I'm going to jump right on. I'm going to get right to it. And what I want to talk to you about tonight is how to succeed at anything. And I mean absolutely anything. There are some really simple rules that we can follow to get you head and shoulders above everybody else in what you're doing. See, last month I was at the company that I'm with, had a conference, and so I was there, and one of the keynote speakers was named Brian Tracy. He's an author, he's a speaker, he's a philosopher, he's all kinds of different things. And so I got to listen to him speak, which was really, really cool. Another keynote speaker, and I'm going to pat the back of my company just a little bit here. Give me like 20 seconds to do that. So we just hired Aaron Brockovich to sit on the board. And if you're not familiar with who Aaron Brockovich is, hey Keith, I'm not real good at seeing the little lettering come up, but I happen to see you come in. So hey. So if you're not familiar who Aaron Brockovich is, Google her and find out all about her. But my company just hired her to sit on the board, which to me, if any company hires Aaron Brockovich to come in and sit on your board, that's a pretty good indicator that that company is pretty confident in what it's doing, how it's doing it, and what the future looks like. So that's my pat on the back for my company. Let's get back to Brian Tracy and what I learned from him. So Brian gave us 7 C's to success. And because it was at a business conference, those 7 keys to success were designed for in business. But the more I thought about those, the more I realized that these are just principles. These aren't rules. Like all the tools that I've given you so far, they're just principles. They can be applied to any part of your life, whether it's your finances, your business, your relationships, your smoking, your weight loss, whatever it is, whatever your goals are, apply these 7 C's and you're guaranteed success. So let's get right to them. Number 1, clarity. You must be crystal clear about who you are, what your beliefs are, what you want out of life, and where you are going. Having a vague idea of your direction isn't going to cut it. If your goal is, as a business, I want to increase my business revenue. Well, yeah, sure, everybody does, but put a number to it. Say I want to increase my business by 50% in 3 months. So put that down, put it on the calendar, write it down wherever you can. Always shoot towards that goal. Be very, very crystal clear. And also know who you are. Be real clear about who you are. And that's sometimes really hard for us. And I had another live about that too, about defining who we are and who we are not. C number 2 is competence. You must be competent in whatever you're doing, whatever your goals are, wherever you're headed. We cannot get to the next rung of the ladder until we've excelled at the rung that we are on. So let's say that you want to excel in, you want to succeed in, as an athlete, a tennis player. You want to be a successful tennis player. What I want you to do, and you can apply this to anything, relationships, finance, whatever. Think of the top 10% in the world of that group. So the top 10% tennis players in the world, the top 10% financial gurus in the world, whatever it is. And then I want you to write a list of all the skills that those people possess. Be very specific. If it's an athlete, let's say I'm a baseball guy, so let's say I want to succeed at being a catcher. So I want to have a good arm. That's great, but it's not specific. Having a great arm has great footwork. It has great hip work. Use your hips, not shoulders. You know, it's placement. It's all these different things that are the skills that you will need to perfect. So of that list of skills that you've written down, take 2 or 3 of them and try to perfect those. Just by doing that, you've already put yourself far above your competition. Focus on those skills and build up your competence. We'll talk about competence again later on with another C. But C number 3, concentration. This is your focus. Where focus goes, energy flows. Whatever you're focused on, that's where your energy is going to go. So if you are one of those people who start a million projects at once and never really finish anything, all you're really doing is creating a longer list for tomorrow and the day after that and the day after that. You're not really accomplishing anything. Focus on one thing, task, single-mindedly, and see it through to completion. Focus on one task single-mindedly and see it through to completion. If you do that, you're going to find yourself being completely more efficient, and you're going to find yourself getting more and more done. Now, when it comes to daily life, I have 4 kids. I completely get it. You're in the evening, you're like, where are the kids? What are they doing? I need to cook supper. I need to start laundry. I need to empty the dishwasher. I have to do this. I have to do that. Feed the animals. Take them out. Do this. And so I completely understand, having a mind full of things going on. But when it comes to your tasks and what you want to succeed at, single-mindedly, one task at a time, stay focused. C number 4, constraints. This is your limiting beliefs, and we've talked about limiting beliefs before also. Limiting beliefs are those things that are holding us back from doing something. And Brian Tracy gives us a number here. He says that 80% of what's holding us back comes from within. I don't know where he got that number. I don't know the research behind it. Maybe he just made it up. I don't know. But I am going to challenge that number, and I'm going to give you something different. Based on what I've learned, the experiences that I've gone through, what I teach, the people that I coach, the people that I interact with, everything, all of my knowledge base, I'm going to say that number is closer to 90 to 95%. 90 to 95% of what is holding us back comes from within us. The good news is that if it comes from within us, we also have the ability to change it. We are in control of that 90 to 95%. So what I want you to do is make a list of all your limiting beliefs. Maybe you have 2, maybe you have 200. I don't care what they are. I'm too rich, I'm too poor, I'm too old, I'm too young, I'm too skinny, I'm too hard to kidnap. Whatever they may be, I don't really care, but make a list of all of those. And here you have to be brutally honest with yourself. Really take a good hard look in the mirror. What is holding you back? Because it's all within you. Not all. 90 to 95% of it is within you. And so take a good hard look at yourself. Make that list. You don't have to tell anybody what they are, but be honest with yourself. And then I want you to take the top 2. Figure out what the top 2 limiting beliefs are. And I want you to eliminate those. And there are a lot of different ways to do that. I've given you a couple tools before. I can give you more tools, just ask for them. But if you eliminate the top 2 of your limiting beliefs, I can almost promise you that 90 to 95% is going to go closer to 15 to 20%. And if you can do that, you've already just shot yourself out of a cannon. It's going to be incredible what you do. I was talking to a woman today. It was the most amazing thing I've ever heard. Well, not really, but it was really pretty close, because we were talking about coaching and limiting beliefs and different things. And her first sentence about this subject was, I'm really terrified of heights. And then I went skydiving. And I thought, what? Those 2 things don't even come close to going together. She's afraid of heights, but she went skydiving. And then she talked about that experience, but it's her way of taking control of that limiting belief, being afraid of heights, a fear. There's always a fear of something behind it, and we've talked about fears before too. But she takes control of that fear. Having the fear is not the issue, but controlling the fear, that's where it's really at. And so that was really awesome to hear. All right, let's go on to number 5. Number 5 is commitment. Commitment is committing yourself fully to where you want to go, the competent skills that you're working on, the limiting beliefs that you're working on. You have to fully commit yourself. And here I'm trying is not acceptable. How's that weight loss coming for you? How's the no smoking coming for you? Oh, I'm trying. No, you're not. You're failing. You're failing because you're trying. Don't try, do. Because as soon as you say, I'm trying, that means you've given yourself that exit to Failureville. And we've talked about that before too. And as long as you give yourself that exit to Failureville, you're going to take it. You're going to take it every time. There is no trying. How's this coming for you? Are you done with this yet? No, I'm trying. Yeah, I see that. Stop trying and just do it. Just do it. Commit yourself to it and just do it. No trying, do it. Number 6. Number 6 is really important because without 6, none of the others are really possible. Number 6 is courage. It takes courage to be clear with who you are and where you're going. It takes courage to step out of your comfort zone and start working on your competence skills. It takes courage to really focus on one thing at a time and see it through. It takes courage to work on your limiting beliefs. And you're going to say to me, but you don't understand. I do understand. That's why I'm telling you it's going to suck for a while. It's really going to be hard. I get it. I totally get it. It's hard. But you have to have courage and you have to break through. Don't break down. Break through. Forget that exit to Failureville. Get rid of that. You're not trying anymore. You're doing. Let's do this. So have the courage, take the step, and move forward. Number 7, continuous learning. Super important. And I don't just mean continuous learning about whatever you want to succeed at. Let's say it's business. If it is business, learn about your business, learn about your product, learn about other businesses, learn about other products. It's going to help you with your own. If it's about weight loss or smoking, learn about that. Learn what causes smoking. It's about, the 6 human needs. We've talked about those, but it's also about gene expression, and we've talked about that. And I can help you with both of those. But learn about that. That's going to give you more power over it. It's going to give you more control over whatever you want to succeed at. But don't just learn about that. Spend time learning about yourself, personal development. And in doing so, you're going to learn more about other people and why they do the things that they do. That's going to help you all around in life. So continuous learning. Spend 60 to 90 minutes every day continuous learning. Learning about your business, or weight loss, or smoking, or finances, relationships, and yourself. Don't forget yourself. Very, very important. And there is an 8th C. See, I heard Brian Tracy talk and he gave us the 7 C's. But in something else that I had read from him, he gave another 7 C's and one of the C's was flip-flopped. So this 8th C is really an I, and I'll explain why. The C that he gives here is creativity. And being a music professor for all of my entire professional life, I have spent most of that time researching and writing about the creative part of the mind. And I can assure you that what Brian Tracy means here is not necessarily creativity, although it does sort of play in. See, the creativity is stepping out and experimenting and developing and building and growing. That's creativity just in a really, really small nutshell. But the way Brian Tracy explains creativity is that to surround yourself with people from various backgrounds, which is really an immersion. So I'm going to call it an immersion. It's not a C, I'm going to make it an I. And there's a really good point to this, and they do sort of work together. They do correlate. So by surrounding yourself with a number of different people, I want you to become sort of eclectic in your influences. I want you to be able to soak up like a sponge from many different areas. Think of a musician. I grew up in the 80s and I'm a guitar player. So when I think of the 80s guitar players, there are a few names, just a handful of names that pop out as really innovative, good guitar players. But there are literally thousands who are equally good, but their names don't come to me. Why? Because they were copying a single artist. They're just a carbon copy. They're really good players, don't get me wrong, but they're nothing more than a carbon copy of another player. The really great players, you can tell, drew their influences from classical, from blues, from metal, from country, from everything else. So there's an eclectic influence, and that's what you need to do with yourself in, one, whatever you want to succeed in, and two, you yourself personally. I had told you before that if you want to succeed at something, surround yourself with people that are the best at that. If you want to be the best tennis player, again, I'll use that one. I don't know why I keep going back to tennis. I'm not even a tennis player, and I suck at ping pong, so I don't even know why I go there. But since I did, let's go there. If you want to be a great tennis player, surround yourself with great tennis players, but understanding that each of these players comes from a different background. They have a different personality. They have a different mindset. They're different things, but there are common attributes that make them great at what they do. The same is true for any profession, any discipline, whatever it might be. So surround yourself with that. And it's okay to hang out with players who aren't that good. I mean, don't make that your key friend group, but it's okay because you can help them grow and they can model for you what not to do. I've played once or twice, and I am a great model at what not to do on a tennis court. So, be eclectic in your influences and let that build you. Soak it all up like a sponge. All right, so there are your 7 C's to success plus 1 I. I hope you guys got a little bit out of that. Say hi, like, share, whatever you want to do. I love all that stuff. I love seeing that you're on here. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. You guys have a fantastic day. Have a fantastic rest of your week. And I'm going to shoot on with another live, hopefully this week again. So I'm going to try to double up. I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks. Love you. Bye.